You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another Raw review. So it's a Red Eye Raw review, just like before, with Better Call Saul and Ninja Turtles. This time we're talking about The Boys, which I briefly mentioned in that new media I don't hate video, which I made it pretty clear in that one that The Boys is a bad show, because it is. It's fucking stupid. But there are elements that I like about it. So with The Boys, I think it actually starts out fairly strong. The whole premise of the show is, what if superheroes were celebrities and all they cared about was fame and clout and they acted like celebrities do, right? Interesting premise. It's also, in a way, it's like the subversive superhero genre thing that's been done to death at this point. Me and Corbin have often jokingly said that The Boys is just, when mom says we have Watchmen at home. Basically, the main character's girlfriend gets ran through by a superhero. And I don't mean ran through as in fucked. I mean ran through as in he's a Flash type character and literally liquefies her by running through her on the street. And that's like the beginning scene of the show, right? The show starts out with him wanting to get like revenge and shit, and he teams up with this guy named Billy Butcher. The main character's name is Huey, by the way. And he teams up with this guy, Billy Butcher, and then this other guy, Mother's Milk, and then this other guy they call Frenchie. And they become the boys, right? They're the ones who are going to go take on these superheroes and expose them and bring them down, right? They capture and kill this superhero called Translucent. And then that's like the start of it, right? And they say Translucent has impenetrable skin. So they like shove a bunch of C4 up his ass and blow him up. But it's like his skin explodes too, so clearly his skin wasn't that impenetrable, right? Also, like the show constantly like it sometimes is really concerned with physics and stuff. Like when Homelander and Queen Maeve don't save that plane full of people, Homelander actually does a lot of smart thinking about the logistics of trying to catch the plane midair and stuff like that. But it's also, it does parodies of celebrities and shit like that, obviously. The fucking show is loaded with like all sorts of cringe modern day social commentary that's really fucking cringe. I roll my eyes at it a lot. Like there's this one scene where they're talking about this like attempted rape victim that like Starlight saves, and fucking the lady's like, if she reported it, which statistically she's not likely to, it's like, fuck off. That's such a dumb fucking made up statistic people say, is they're like, rape isn't reported. Then how the fuck do you know about it? How the fuck do you know about it if it's not reported? Like they bring up this statistic of like rapes that are not reported, but it's like if it's not reported, then how the fuck do you know it existed? You're just making shit up. Speaking of Starlight, she's like the worst character. She's really uninteresting. She's supposed to be the good one, right? She's the one good celebrity that we're supposed to relate to and sympathize with, and it's like, fuck off. Like, oh yeah, she's so much better than the rest of them. See, she's a victim. Blah blah blah. Like, she sucks the Deep's dick because he tells her that she needs to in order to like be part of the Seven. Apparently in the comics it was actually Homelander. um, but which, if that was the case, that would have radically different results. Also, the show is radically different from the comic, just so you guys know. Like, from what I've been told, like, it's inspired by the comic, but it's not really based on the comic, right? Like, the characters and shit, sure, but, like, the story is entirely different from what I've heard. But then she gives this whole cringe speech about how, like, basically, like, exposing it and saying all the bad things and blah, 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 and how she's gonna be different. She can't put up with this shit anymore, and it's the most generic fucking, like, bullshit, like, social commentary ever. The only characters, so there are characters that I like. And again, I've heard that this character gets ruined, but I like Billy Butcher, like, a lot. I've heard that season 2 completely botches him and ruins him, so that sucks, because I liked the character. I love Homelander. Homelander's great. Like, just any scene he's in is fucking tense, because this motherfucker could laser you at any second if he felt like it, because he's fucking nuts. I like the Deep. He's a fucking weirdo, but I love him. I like A-Train so far, but I've heard that he becomes less cool later on, too. I despise Huey. He's a fucking simp. The thing with this show is it gets progressively worse with each episode. The first episode's pretty good. Second episode's okay. Kind of roll your eyes a little bit. Third episode, it's starting to get a little cringe. Fourth episode, still getting pretty cringe. Fifth episode, cringe continues. Sixth episode, cringy. Like, I mean, there's moments. There's less and less moments I like with each one. And then by the time you get to episode 8, it's like I'm just constantly booing it and saying, put Homelander back on. I don't care about Huey or any of this bullshit. I don't want to see him dating Starlight. I don't want to see that. I don't care. Starlight is so uninteresting. Why does he got a simp for his queen? It's fucking cringe. And everyone kind of becomes a simp. Frenchie becomes a simp for this Asian chick that they rescue that I know in the comics is referred to as the female, which is really funny to me. I don't know what they call her in the show, if anything. I guess they've called her Kimiko, which is her name, but the fact that she's referred to as the female in the comics is really funny to me. But it's funny how the show is often linked to that song Bones by Imagine Dragons, which, by the way, is a terrible song and has one of the stupidest music videos where the guy starts Fortnite dancing and twerking on a desk. Because I think that song plays in, like, the Season 3 trailer or something. But the song itself is a fitting descriptor of the show, especially the part where it says, "My patience is waning, is this entertaining?" Because it's true. I'm losing my fucking patience. Put Homelander back on. This shit's boring. Like, honestly, there's so many times that I'm like, is this good? Is there anything fun? Where's the show? Where's the entertainment? So yeah, it is a fucking slog. It is a pain in the ass to watch. But there are elements I like about it, and it is a bad show, and it gets progressively worse. Like I said, it was much more tolerable earlier on. When I did that new media I don't hate, it hadn't become quite as cringe yet as it is now. It is so fucking hard to watch, and I've heard Season 2 is the worst. We just finished Season 1 the other night, so Season 2 is going to be a slog. Corbin tells me Season 3's actually got some really cool stuff in it, so we'll see how that goes, but, yeah, the show's not great. It's fucking bad, but there are elements I like. I like Homelander. I do like Homelander's constant, you guys, you're the real heroes. Like, I love that. That's funny to me. Because it's so insincere and bullshit. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this raw review. The Boys is crap, but, there's little sprinkles of what could have been good. Anyway, this has been Fugitive Red Eye. Have a good one. Toodles.